Hello, welcome back to Man Matters Podcast with Derving and Nate, myself today. Thank you. How's it going?
How's it going?
Doing good, man. Welcome back, beautiful people.
Yep. Got a super exciting topic that nobody has heard about before, actually.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Bilal Muhammad.
Remember the name? Just can't remember the name. Is he a new up and comer guy?
Yeah, yeah, you could say that.
I can't remember him. Is he like the interim champion of the 170? That's the only guy that I can remember being the actual champion, but it feels that he's less famous than the interim champion in the weight class.
Yeah, there's so much out there. What was it? He was trying to come in the cage that one time, and Joe Rogan's like, that's hilarious. The security doesn't realize he's the champion. Let him in, guys.
Even DC, when he was announcing his win, he announced Leon Edwards as the winner.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh.
Like, what the fuck, guys? He got ragdolled by Khabib because like Khabib thought he was just somebody else, like he didn't know who it was. Khabib was
Really?
ordering coffee while he was going against
Yes.
him. He thought he was his Uber Eat guy. He was beating up
I thought he was coming in for some lessons.
the. I don't know what's going on with like. I don't know why. Everybody thinks that he's probably DJ Khaled, a lost brother,
Yeah.
another one, and another one.
Yeah, but it's crazy that like the most marketable thing about him is that nobody knows who he is at this level.
Yeah, he trains with Juliana Pena.
Really?
Yeah, he trains out of Chicago. That's his main gym. Even though he changed like started from like fight camp, he trains with Khabib crew. Then they get some quality rounds. But he's from Chicago. That's what wasn't it? Jerry Rodriguez trains with him too.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because Jerry Rodriguez moved to Chicago to train there.
so is he primarily a grappler? Honestly, I don't know.
I want to say he's a striker. He's an eye poke, freaking genius. Because it was a no contest against Leo Edwards the first time they went against each other, if I can remember correctly. But decision that I see like shortly. I don't know why. Decision. TKO Sean Brady. Decision. Probably that might be the reason why.
Yeah.
Because Dan Henderson was known like they call it decision then because he was mostly decision before he developed that overhand right. Charleston also was like a decision guy until he developed the character of the bad guy, Charles was another guy. Kobe Covington, also a decision guy. But like nobody know him till he developed that character. But Bilal Muhammad doesn't seem like he will develop characters. He hasn't done it so far. I mean, he beat Damian Maya, Gilbert Burns, Vicente Luque, Wonderboy Thompson. These are like tough guys,
Yeah.
but nobody knows him.
I mean, yeah, it does. It's definitely vast majority decision. Got a rear naked in there, one ground and pound, a couple ground and pounds.
I mean, he lost against Vicente Luque back in 16.
Yeah.
Came back a rematch in 2022, and he beat Vicente Luque in decision. Was he
Yeah,
at
that's like,
185? Because seriously, he went against Alan Joe Ban. I think Alan Joe Ban was a 185 pounder.
hmm,
But I don't know why. I mean, a lot of people say like they think that he's from Palestine, but he's actually from Chicago. He's born in Chicago to
okay.
Palestinian parents. Well, like yeah, like they, I don't know what is no marketable.
I guess he needs to just start talking more shit.
No, right? He has to develop a character. Like just like because
Right.
Colin coming to I can't remember who told him. I think it was a matchmaker told him, "Hey, man, after this match you're gonna get cut." Well, I think it was against Damian Maya. And that's why he was in Brazil talking shit about the Brazilians.
Yeah.
And he just stuck to that character, the
Mhm.
heel, with some cheap suits.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as much as I don't really like Colby's like character, he definitely made himself some money by doing that. So
Yeah, because you have to think about it. If you have a guy like that, you're in a fight game, you're picking a fight with the highest ranked guy, and people want to watch you whether you win or they want to see you get your
Yep.
ass kicked for the way the shit that you have said.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very true. It's yeah, it's super effective. I mean, you see it time and again. Connor did it. Connor was
Hmm.
hated by a lot of people, loved by a lot of people, but a lot of people really didn't like him.
Yeah, Charles Sonnen the same way, talking shit about the Noguera brothers feeding a carrots to a bus, thinking saying that they thought that they were they was a horse. Do you hear about the story?
No.
He's like one time he was like he's went outside. He said like Noguera brothers they were outside with carrots trying to feed the bus carrots. They would think he was a horse. Um, I can't remember what's another time he said Vanderlei Silva was threatening him um because of what he has said. Like, no, you know what I'll do? I will show up to your house where Night Vision goes, 4 a.m. and go record your jujitsu with your body that you do it naked at night and then post it on the Brazilian website. Nobody knows. That's how you threaten somebody.
Yeah.
But he had a mouth. I think that's how he became a Hall of Famer because of he was the first guy that was trash talker like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Undefeated and undisputed.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was from the rough streets of Wesleyan, Oregon.
Okay.
He was arrested. I want to say he wrestled for Oregon State. He wrestled Tito Ortiz when they were in college, and he pinned Tito Ortiz in college.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was an alternate in the U.S. team for wrestling as well. Because he was in the original team quest, like Randy Couture, Dane Anderson, Lin, they were there. He was one of the guys too. Charles,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because he was a WC guy back in the day. But he was known for decisions. Yeah, the winning just decisions. Some people they use like in jiu-jitsu too. You have people that just want to win by score rather than submissions.
Yes. Yeah.
Just hold a position.
That was something that I'm pretty sure the Danaher Death Squad was like their goal was to finish by subs, which was kind of revolutionizing some of the places they went to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the reason for that was to try to help bring jiu-jitsu some popularity. It's true. I mean, decisions are not going to bring popularity to a sport. You want to see
Yeah,
dominance.
no, especially just playing grab ass for just like win by
Yeah.
1 point. It's not really like entertaining for those that are not die hard fans.
Right.
For casuals, they especially for MMA, they like to see finishes. They want to see finishes either by a brutal knockout or by choking somebody out.
Uh-huh. Yep. That's yeah. I mean, end of the line. That's what sells the tickets, and understandably so. I mean, those are the most exciting things to see.
Yeah, and same thing applies for other sports too. In the NFL, they wanna incentivize teams to score more points, and they wanna like because for some reason that's what gets butts in seats
Right.
because the people want to see those high like freaking adrenaline games that you like, dude, like who's gonna win because you
Hmm.
never know because there's always attacking.
Yep.
There's no they incentivize as much defending.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is interesting because I mean, for the diehard fans, like it is very interesting to see the defensive games, but yeah, it's just so much easier to see, even if you're not involved in a sport, so much easier to see somebody being aggressive and, being drawn to that.
They go on your shield just like the Tackett versus Rotalo
Yep.
match, man,
Yep.
dude. $1 million on the line. Let's go have $1 million match.
Right. Yep. That was for sure.
Do you want to talk about the matches from this past weekend? Bonico versus Renier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you watch that match?
No, I missed it.
I watched a replay of the match, and remember I told you about like some Dutch they practice going hard to the body and not so much
Hmm.
to the head.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like it was the game plan for him, just attacking the body.
Interesting. Was he able to? I mean, he must have been stuffing any shots that Bo Nickel was taking and just going to the body then?
Knee to the body, knee to.
Knee to the body. Yep.
I mean, he adds up. Like by second round, he was able to finish it because he was trying like because most of the time you protect your head and your center mass is a lot bigger than your head, a bigger target to hit.
Hmm.
Even when he was stuffing takedowns, he was attacking the body, attacking the body, attacking the body, not letting him breathe.
It does seem like knees are the bane of a wrestler's existence.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a powerful hit, painful. There's no cushioning, and just yeah, if you try to get low to take out somebody's base, and that base attacks you,
Yeah,
it makes it a
and
lot harder.
especially if you're able to get good underhooks, it to prevent
Yes.
that them from to grab your leg and just throw right to the middle. Boom, knee to the chest.
Mhm.
Boom, knee to the chest.
Wow, that's a big one. First loss for Bo Nickel.
Yeah, he was talking a
It's
lot of
a
stuff that he was going to be like the next great thing and stuff like that. Dude, you're gonna have so many matches that you're going to get somebody that's a double champion in an organization. So yeah, there's his stripes, especially somebody that likes straight up balance. He's not known for decisions. He likes finishing matches.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a little bit of an interesting matchup. I mean, I know Bo Nickel's, 7-0, so he hasn't lost, but Rainier was 20-1 at that point, by far more veteran, and that record's not. I mean, that's really really good.
Especially for a Dutch guy. They know for they like their fighting.
Yeah, yeah,
Dutch kickboxing, they know for having a lot of matches.
interesting. I didn't realize that.
And they like for the kickboxing background, they like to have a lot of matches.
Hmm.
I can't remember right now the name of the gym. They're from there. Megan Anderson trained there. Early days of Oberyn was training there. But they're like as a Dutch team over there. The, they're like known for their kickboxing. Because kickboxing is big in Netherlands. That's where Bas running from. And Wappel.
Yeah. Wait, he's from the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not realize that.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
I don't know why I was thinking it was like Northern Europe. Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
I should have known that. It's funny. I like the company I work at. We have a Belgian branch, so we work with Belgians quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I've never talked about kickboxing with them.
Yeah.
It's always soccer. They're
Yeah.
big into soccer
Yeah, talking
and
is big over
cycling
there.
apparently.
Huh?
And cycling apparently.
Yeah. They said there that they speak like three different languages.
French, Dutch, and German, I believe.
Mm-hmm. The three languages that they speak. I remember. He's a soccer player that he knows five different languages for the same reason.
Hmm.
And then like when they and the thing about it, soccer players, you get to learn different languages
Yeah. Yeah.
because you play in Europe.
Right. I will say, like the time I went over to Europe, you realize that speaking multiple languages is it's extremely common over there. Everybody speaks at least two, if not three. Uh,
Yeah, it's encouraged over there,
yeah. Yeah.
especially when they use the same currency.
Right. That's true. Yeah. But I mean, it's so easy to travel between countries and all that. I mean, to be able to travel and not understand people is quite a handicap. So it
Yeah,
makes sense.
it's one train right away.
Right. Exactly. Luckily for me, I mean, most everybody spoke English, but it seemed like it was almost always they knew English and some other language.
Do you think that's the reason why it's one of the most developed area in the world in Europe because they're so close together? They speak different languages, but they're able to work with each other.
I mean, it would kind of make sense. I mean, there's a lot of people in this very small area, so that tends to help development. Yeah, that would be my guess. And it's just old, you know. There's a lot of history there to develop off of. So,
Yeah, the whole infrastructure that is still there.
exactly.
There's a lot of spirit information there.
Uh,
There's a lot of practice, good and bad.
yeah, yeah. I got told like apparently that like one of the reasons Germany is very good at making like manufacturing equipment. They're known for it. Uh Apparently they started by making, I think it was cigar boxes. I don't remember the time period, but they were extremely poor, like Germany as a country was. They were doing very badly. And a way they could make money is they had trees, and so they would use the wood to make these cigar boxes. And so in doing so, they had to develop more efficient ways to make more, and that way they could make more money. And they ended up developing a lot of like manufacturing processes because they just they had to. They had to make things. Yeah, apparently at my factory, there's multiple German companies that we buy very large pieces of equipment from with very different purposes. So kind of an interesting one.
Yeah, German they have like they're like the Japanese version of in Europe because they're like really efficient with a lot of stuff that they do, the culture wise. Even their beer, October the whole month,
Oh yeah,
Oktoberfest.
yeah, yeah. And it's funny to see the rivalries between the beers because the Belgians they make their beer and they're very they love it, but the
Uh-huh.
Germans do as well. And so, like, we were over there, but our Belgian counterparts were meeting with us to talk to these German guys. And of course, like, at meal times, they were joking around about it.
Yeah, like have you ever the German beer have like a wood taste, like an aftertaste?
It can, yeah, sometimes. I'm trying to think. I mean, I didn't have a ton of different, like, varieties there. I just didn't have the time, but everything I had was really good. But yes, it did have an aftertaste, usually when I was trying it.
No, they take it serious. Like even like whenever they win the trophy and stuff like that for the Bundesliga, they have like the big mugs drinking over there. Just like in Formula One, they have the champagne.
Yeah,
They have beer over there celebrating.
yeah.
What's the name of those things that they drink out of? The Stein?
Stein?
Yeah, I've never drink out of one of them.
No?
No, my father-in-law has a bunch of them on like for like decorations.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
What are
I
those
don't know if
for?
I've drank out of like an official one, but I definitely have like big beer mugs that I mean essentially is a Stein.
Do you ever watch the movie Oktoberfest?
No, I don't think I did.
They do like this like the Olympics of drinking. They have different events, and one of them is the boot.
Oh, I think I saw the end of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw it. Yeah.
if the guy was drinking, and said, "Oh shit, he had the eye of the Jew." He was going to drink. Oh shit, he's game on, man. He got the eye of the Jew. He got a David Star in his eyeball. That's what it remind me of like whenever like talk about beer because that I think it takes place in Germany. The Olympics is there, and then that they drink out of a boon. But man, yeah, man, it's awesome, man.
Huh?
It's awesome, like drinking like that
Yeah.
much beer, like just during that month.
Yeah. We were when I got sent over there, we were just a few weeks off from going on Oktoberfest. That would have been the move.
You should just go, make vacation right after it. Stay there
Yeah,
another week.
honestly. Yeah. That would have been that would have been fun.
Yeah, those are the one like destination, like one like kind of like bucket list of destination for vacation. It will be that Oktoberfest in Germany,
Mhm.
St. Patty's in Ireland,
Yep.
or Carnival, or like Mardi Gras
Yep.
in New Orleans, or Carnival in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I can only imagine. Any of those would be wild.
Yeah, one crazy ceremony, and hopefully you live up to the expectation. I think it's next year. Yeah, next year. World Cup's coming to the United States.
The World Cup is?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Because it's three countries: it's Canada, Mexico, United States. They're hosting the World Cup. But like like probably the groups for Mexico, and Canada, that'll be in the group stages. It's gonna be Canada and Mexico. But like the rest of the tournament is gonna be United States. I can't remember what that. I think it's Miami, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, I think Kansas, LA, New York. Those are the venues, United
Okay.
States. And
Me.
in the semifinals is gonna be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tickets already sold out probably.
Yeah, probably. You going?
Yeah, I want to go. I
Yep.
want to get tickets for it, but like go to Atlanta. Like, but I don't, you know who's in the group stages yet? Those teams
Yeah.
haven't qualified yet.
You should buy them and sell them back.
Yeah, I wanted to get like tickets for the Atlanta semifinals. The only thing that was available, the cheapest ticket was $2,000. One ticket. Yeah,
That's a little rough.
yeah. Semifinal game. So, oh,
Semi-final? Oh my God.
yeah. Yeah. So you never know who's gonna be in the semifinals anyway until like the tournament goes on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little hard to cough up for one night.
Yeah. So, $2,000. That doesn't include flying tickets, hotel,
Food,
yeah, food,
alcohol while you're there.
yeah, gas or whatever you try, rental or
Yeah.
driving there or whatever transportation you're going to use. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm sure it would be fun though.
Yeah. But yeah, usually I think they said the group stages is more fun because you have more people in there to, like celebrate because people are just celebrating because their team made it to the World Cup.
Right. Yeah.
But like as the game goes on, the tournament goes on, you have less teams that are in there. Usually just the diehards of those teams that are qualified.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, it's crazy how hard people go for soccer.
Yeah.
So we were installing a new production line and it's a bunch of German contractors coming to work on it. It would be like the middle of the day when we're like trying to get this line installed and the head guy would be off on his laptop watching the soccer games.
Yeah. Was it like Champions League or was it like a regular like game?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what he was watching. But yeah, he was all over it.
Dude, like Champions League is a big thing over there because it is like the it's usually they call it Champions League for a reason. It is like only the best teams in Europe making it there. Yeah, around this time of the year it gets really because right now they're in the semis. The last game of the semis was played today. I mean, it gets like it almost like in younger used to like just take off like during the middle of the day just to watch it because if you're in the middle of the day here compared to over there, it's nighttime when they're
Hmm.
playing.
Yep.
But you just meet at the bar and just watch the games.
Yeah, I got a buddy who he'd take half days at work and he'd
Yeah.
go drink and watch soccer.
My brother-in-law, he was with a lot of Mexican. Except to the World Cup or any like main games like that, the Mexico's playing, they're off the rest of the day. They they
Yeah,
forget about it. They're not even
hey,
showing up.
that's pretty cool though. I feel like that's pretty cool to have that culture.
Yeah.
Uh,
Christmas days they're working.
yeah,
Good Friday they're working.
soccer absolutely not,
Nope,
not
that's what
working.
draw the line. This is the beautiful sport, beautiful game. But yeah, soccer is die hard. Like for example, the Champions League is like well, they changed the rules now, but it used to be like away goals counted as more than like at home games. So if you were like they scored 2 goals away and then they got like the one there and then one here, but whoever scored the most goal away wins, but took that away. But like then like this year they had Inter Milan versus Barcelona, and they were like both games. They were like 3-3. They were guys like, I mean, to the point. There was like one of the teams was like 3-2 with like a minute left to go, and the other team scored. It's like, ah, fuck, this game is not gonna go in.
Yeah,
They
dang.
had to decide a winner here,
Yeah,
and then people just right for their teams.
yeah,
It's every year.
yeah,
I think
yeah. That
this is like I want to say it's like 10 times the view of the Super Bowl compared to Champions League final every year.
I'm sure. Yeah, that'll. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you got so many more countries watching that.
Yeah, and one of the main sponsors is Henneken.
Also believable. Yeah,
Yeah. Where are they from? Are they from Netherlands as well?
think so. Yeah. Let's see, Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Dutch Pale Lager beer, 5% alcohol.
An interesting one. I like that one. It's not. I don't get it a lot, but I do like it.
Is that a gluten-free? I think that's known for because it's one of those gluten-free beers.
Really?
Yeah,
No, I'm pretty sure they do some alcohol-free beer. Pretty sure I think they were one of the first ones to do that that I heard of.
yeah. But why would you want to drink alcohol-free beer?
I mean, I guess if you like the flavor and I don't know.
You have bigger issues if you're drinking alcohol-free beer, right? Like, dude, that's like going to McDonald's and buying salad over there. But
It's true,
you
yeah.
already made it there. Might as well take a risk.
Just do the deed at that
Yeah.
point.
I guess people that are like recovering alcoholic, but at that point, just drink seltzer water. So what's the point of drinking alcohol for free?
I remember some of the ads for that was like advertising drinking it during like business meetings.
I was literally just for the fuck of it too. The only reason I was doing this episode is gonna be alcohol edition. Was
Yeah,
it
yeah, we talked more
1873?
about beer.
Oh yeah, pure beer. Should have saved this episode for October. Though how famous is Heineken? Because I remember seeing like in races, like in car races.
Yeah, they're. I mean, yeah, yeah, I see them everywhere. It's funny. I see more signs for them than I see people drinking them. At least in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, also a lot of products that a lot of people consume. You see many commercials for them. How many Chinese restaurants use commercials do you see? And they're everywhere.
That's
Never
valid.
seen go out of business.
No, no, that's true.
Never see a Chinese restaurant commercial, but they're always thriving.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, really, that's Mexican restaurants too,
Yeah, they
and
sell
they're
for themselves.
everywhere, and they're so good. I mean, how can you? Yeah,
Yeah, they sell themselves.
yep, that it's true. Yeah, really, advertising is not that important because everybody knows you go there, it's gonna be good.
The only one that I seen was Dos Equis, one of the famous commercials. The most interesting man in the world. Remember the
I don't know.
commercial? The
No,
most interesting man in the world. It's like the older guy that hit a gray beard. He's wearing a tuxedo. Like the most interesting man in the world. If you were to punch you in the face, you would have to fight the stronger urge not to thank him. He's the most interesting man in the world. They say like crazy like facts about him. But the funny thing about him, the guy that was playing him, the most interesting man in the world for Mexican beer, he was Jewish. He was even Mexican. Look confused.
that is funny.
Yeah. But literally, you know that they were predicting the future because now the president of Mexico, she is Jewish.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that either.
Yeah. What's her name? Hold on. What's her name? Claudia Scheinbaum. What's her name? Sheinbaum. Apparently, those X predicted the future. She received a Doctor of Philosophy in Energy Engineering. Yeah. Well studied. Her mom was a biologist.
Interesting.
Check out the big brains on Brad.
I think what else? Modelo used to be. I think I don't think they are anymore. The official beer of the UFC.
Yeah, they used to be. I don't know. They usually change around. Because remember, it used to be Budweiser. Bud Light used to be the main one. They used to be
Right.
Modelo. Did they change? The fighter spirit. The fighter spirit. That's what their motto was.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I like Modelo the most. One of those ones that yeah, I like Bud Light now. What a downgrade.
Yeah, but that's what they started with, right?
Is it?
Yeah, because I remember, what's his name was complaining about it. Brock Lesnar. Like fuck Bud Light because they won't want to pay me.
Right. That's
I
right.
drink Budweiser now because Bud Light won't want to pay me for my sponsorship. Like in the day, I think it was like 2009 when you called
Yeah.
Frank Mir,
I do remember that little speech.
and then he got cussed out. He had to apologize because they cussed out, but then away. It's like, yeah, I had to beat Frank Mir's ass because he had a shoe up his ass. Now beat that Brock Lesnar. I remember people used to call him the Cock Chestnut. That was his nickname because of the tattoo on his chest. I think Shea Gillis and freaking are responsible for bringing it back. Post Malone, bringing back Bud Light.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Bud Light sponsored him, and apparently he had a deal where like they just like gave him an endless supply of Bud Light. Apparently.
Dude, Shea Gillis can put down some Bud Light.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm trying to find like a list of the all that have sponsored.
Remember, Proper 12 was at one point part of like one of the
Mm,
sponsors. Remember,
mm-hmm. Yep.
Bruce Buffer had another one. I can't remember the 12 rounds on. I can't remember the name of that one that he had too. So several liquor was Proper 12 bought by Corona, a distributor. Distributor,
They were bought.
yeah, because Conor McGregor doesn't own. He's not majority owner. He
Right.
sold it. That's why it became like. I came 2 years ago. He sold it.
What did he sell it? I thought they were. I thought they kind of disowned him with the whole conviction case.
Yeah, because he was not majority owner. It's owned by Proximo Spirits. a subsidiary of the Mexican beverage company Becle. They purchased it in 2021.
Mhm.
The sale majority of whiskey brand Proper 12 to Proxima Spirit for $600 million. Yeah,
It is pretty good whiskey. I will give them that. That is not overhyped. I like that stuff a lot.
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, really?
I tried the rock one, Tarmac.
The Yes,
How's that one?
it's pretty good. You're talking the tequila, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge tequila guy, but I did like that fairly well.
It's a Hawaiian tequila.
Yeah.
I have to look up what his the War Master. I can't remember the name of his because that's a bourbon that he made. I can't remember his name right now. War Master.
I know we've talked about him before on here.
Josh Barnett, right?
Okay.
Josh Barnett.
Yep. Yep, that's the one.
Sorry guys, CTE. Who's laughing now? But yeah, he's known for like one of those guys that's like alcohol, make his own bullet, and he love grappling in tiny underwear. He likes wearing the tuxedo. I mean the
Yeah.
sunga, the speedos. Dude, whenever I saw him grappling against Gordon Ryan, it's like, dude, is Gordon Ryan wrestling himself in the future? That's what it look like.
Yeah.
But he has a good bourbon, Warbringer. His name of it.
Yep. I still haven't tried that.
But so recently it was like you have to like pre-order it at one
Oh,
point
okay.
because it was
Yeah.
out of stock.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we put in a fundraiser for getting a Warbringer bottle. You wanna donate? Just send us the
Yeah,
money.
yeah. Please donate. We'll try it live, give our opinions.
Yeah, man, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah. I did. I see he was the youngest ever UFC heavyweight champion.
Yes. Was he what, 22 or 23
Dang, he's got his own website.
for the Warbringer?
Okay, the War Master. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
I can't remember how old he was when he won it, but he popped for steroid. He got he got tripped. Yeah. Let's say what the UFC heavyweight. Okay, in 2001, November 2nd, he fought Bobby Hoffman, won by TKO, tested positive for banned substance, and given a warning by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. March 22nd, 2002, TKO Randy Tour won the UFC heavyweight title. Barnett was stripped of the title July 26, 2002 due to failed post-fight drug test. I guess he didn't take the warning seriously.
Yeah, they warned me once. They're not too serious.
Yeah, man. Dude, I'm gonna be a champion for the rest of my life. I'm gonna take that away. No, dude. So he was 2002. What time what was it? 77, 25 maybe? 24, 25. Pacific Northwest, that's where he's from. Another thing, he is the reason why IBJJF now have certification for your belt. He did not have a black belt when he competed in IBJJF in 2009 at 97 kilos at black belt, and he won the IBJJF. That's a George Barnett rule.
Can you imagine? That would be so cool to have that rule made after you.
Yeah, I think it's like it wasn't even a jiu-jitsu gi. It's actually no gi that he won. But I remember when he was competing, he borrowed a gi. It was like Adidas gi for Taekwondo or something like that. When he was competing, but he won 97 plus black belt no gi championship. Huh? No, they did not like it at all. They made a rule about him, the Josh Barnett, because remember you have to
So
get a
he's the reason I gotta
certification.
pay $40 a fucking year to compete it.
Yeah, but he's known one of the guys that does like a lot of catch wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Despite not having a black belt, Barnett competed in the IBJ World Nogi Jiu-Jitsu Championship. Does not win in the gold black belt. I wonder who he won. He defeated Bruno Paulista in the final. After his victory, a George Barnett rule was instituted that required official registration of a black belt in academy. And Barnett competed in the California Classic Brazilian tournament in November 15, 2009 in the black belt gi absolute division. His first beat future world champion Otavio Sousa with submission but lost decision IBJ world champion and veteran Romulo Barral. According to Barnett, it was originally advertised as a no-gi tournament but changed to gi after a vote before the event. But sitting on the gi or belt, Barnett was sponsored for a give by breakpoint and give it honorary black belt by Chris Harder to compete. Even though Barnett had never trained in BJJ, he was given a belt based on the competition merit and overall knowledge by Eric Paulson. I mean, at that point, he as long as been competing since well 97, 2009, 12 years. I mean, he was in Pancrase. That's a long freaking wait. Pancreas, that's the name of the organization. That's where Bashroden used to do. Like, remember they used to open hand strikes. You can punch somebody. That's how long he's been competing. Fought in Pride as well. He lost against Krokop twice, but he fought. Beat Alexander Milanenko, beat Mark Hunt, beat Nogueira brother. He lost 3 times against Krokop.
This guy was his bane, his nemesis, I guess.
Yeah, that was a scary dude back in the day. Also, I think he's the one guy responsible for killing Donald Trump's affliction. He was supposed to fight Fedor Milanenko in the main event, and he failed a drug test, and they killed the car and killed Affliction.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was like 2009, 2010 when that happened. He tested positive for anabolic steroids. Dude, this guy likes the juice. This is the only guy that see that he's on the juice, but does not look like he has any muscle in him.
Something wrong.
No, right? He's doing the wrong kind of steroids. Should be start taking the fat-free steroids because of muscle in him. But yeah, I don't know how many times he has been uh tested for failed drug test. The War Master. I want to talk about Corey Sahagin this weekend. He's fighting in the main event. He's fighting Figueredo. Jefferson Figueredo. He's the guy that told you that when he went against Ortiz de la Shaw, almost blew his knee. No, he actually blew his knee in the first round. This match, he was going to Figueredo. Figueredo was trying to go for leg locks, but some of the positions they look. Did you know that somebody knows how to get to a position, but they don't know how to finish it? That's what it looked like. He was getting certain like positions that he would like to get, but he don't have to finish it. And then actually Figueroa was able to because it was like 50-50, and he blew there's a Figueroa's knee from there, and that was raining down strike. You know, it's all that. Remember when I told you against T. De La Shaw, he had like pretty good leg locks, and then this match he had pretty good leg locks as well. It's like, dude, and then I was talking to somebody at the gym. It's like, dude, you know why, right? He trains with Ryan Hall.
Okay.
Somebody has leg locks.
Oh yeah.
See, be
Yeah.
training with that guy for a while. You better know how to defend your leg locks.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah. Yeah, he knows that well, I guess.
So well that he's known as being the Wizard.
Yeah.
That's Ryan Hall's nickname, the Wizard.
He's got some next level, interesting style, but definitely got his own game.
It's sadly that I think he's injury prone. That's why he hasn't competed.
Yeah.
I think over the last few years, he had over 5 surgeries. I can't remember how many. I have to look it up. But I can't remember how many surgeries he had. That's the reason he hasn't been able to compete. Oh shit, I was wrong. I was wrong. I was off. How many surgery he had? Well, here, according to this article of back in November of last year, he's looking at a timeline for UFC comeback. Apparently he had 19 surgeries in 3 years. That's a lot of
Just like
surgeries.
on what? Do you know what they were on, or was it just random different spots, or is he like really got a bad shoulder or something?
He tore his ACL. He tore his ACL. Hold on, let me see. Let me share this. And 19 general anesthesia surgeries since the last fight. Whoever in 2021, he tore his ACL following the year. You see my screen?
Still showing black.
There you go.
A leg locker with weak knees?
There you go. I know, right? I wonder how he fucked it up. Well, he had 19 surgeries. Let's show both of them. The same screen. The better.
No, I still can't see anything.
What's the top sharing? Because over here it shows like 2 screens. They're really sharing screen.
Oh, there it is.
Sharing one screen. How many screens?
What's that?
It showed only one screen. Okay. So it says 19 general anesthesia surgeries. So he had ACL, fixed plantar plate. He got falling on again. You have to have a thyroid surgery on one of the Mahomes and a couple other people have had. The ACL got infected. had a couple of septic arthritis. He was allergic to the hardware. They put it somehow. I took have that redone. Getting all that fixed and well has been huge. 6 elbow surgeries, 5 knee surgeries. That's unfortunate.
No, I don't know how you keep fighting after all that. But that's
Mm-hmm.
got to take a lot out of you.
Yeah,
Not to mention lack of training time.
because just all that time off
Hmm.
for just recovering.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, we have somebody that's that good.
Right. Yeah. Seems like I don't know. I feel like I've heard of that a fair amount though. Like guys who are really good getting injured a lot. I don't know. I don't know if that's overtraining or what all. I mean, I know some people are just injury prone, but
Yeah, like Ken Velasquez. But also you have people like what's his name? Dominic Cruz. He also was somebody like that.
hmm
That was injury prone. I mean, he blew his knee. I don't know how many times. Took some time off and come back.
yeah, very very good, very skilled fighter, but yeah, injured all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while out of your career because in your prime, that's you want to get the most matches, but you can't because due to injury. So you never know how great you can be able to be because for injuries. Maybe you just not meant to be.
Right. Yeah, I mean, definitely is the case sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But man, this is the what if. Also, is the what if people that are in different organizations too. For example, like Fedor Emelianenko was in Prime in other organization, but he never came to the UFC. What if he came over?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, those what ifs that would be really interesting to see.
Do you think that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu because you don't have like a monopolized organization holding all of those big matches for happening?
I mean, in some ways, yes. I don't know. In other ways, I mean, it would be nice to have more, just because a lot of times that means pay for competitors and will bring in more competitors.
But you think it'd be easier for you to see people go against each other? For example, whether it's who's number one in ADCC, one championship, CJI, all the like Polaris, Memorials, all those events, rather than just being athletes being contractually bound and they're only able to compete in certain organization.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you get a lot more crossover.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
do
because
stuff
even
like CJI,
like even the Rotolos, they are contracted with one championship. They were able to compete in CJI at the same time.
which I mean is fairly generous by one, I imagine, because
Because remember at the beginning, UFC used to allow fighters to fight like in Prime. Remember he brought Chuck Liddell over. And I think he got his ass beat by Overeem in there, and then he just like stopped doing crossover into the McGregor versus Mayweather match in boxing.
yeah,
That was big money match.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, they got UFC got pretty strict with a lot of things though, like sponsorships and stuff like that as well.
I mean, they used to be like the Wild West back in the day. I mean, you had Condom Depot in fighters shorts back in the day because you didn't like get anything. Then they have the strict with the Reebok deal, the Reebok kid, and then they also like the salary tier system. Like I think like before 5 fights, you only allowed to win so many like $5,000 a year. Like it depends,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of like that. And then you like whatever money you didn't get from fights, you were able to make it up by sponsors on your shores, but that went out of the window. But meanwhile, Octagon started taking on sponsors.
yeah. A lot. Yeah,
How's that fit for our fighters?
yeah. I mean, that is the thing. I mean, I feel like in some ways the UFC is kind of like the ADCC of MMA.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're bringing the popularity to it. They're bringing all the attention, but at the same time, not really paying the fighters what they could be. Who knows? Maybe some competition will come and overturn that. It didn't take long for ADCC. I know UFC is a lot bigger.
Yeah. Speaking of, I think Alex Pereira just posted something recently about he was disappointed with the UFC about negotiating something.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he claimed that he was hacked during a one of his tweets. 'Cause remember now that he's not a champion, it's different. He's gonna get paid different. I always answer to the UFC calls, but if they want to play with me, we can do that. That's what his tweet said. I wonder if he wanted to have the Ankle Life rematch. They probably didn't give it to him.
Yeah.
I mean, how many matches he answered to, even in the last minute, the needed match going on. Remember, he answered the call most of the time. I mean, was it
Yeah, I
Jamal
mean,
Hill?
it's yeah, it seems rare that you get a guy that can do that and step up to the plate as well as he did.
I mean, he's more marketable than Belal Muhammad. He doesn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah,
You notice that? Well, he responded that I don't even know what's going on. I have a great relationship with the UFC. That's what he said in Instagram story. They say he got hacked. But yeah, like a lot of people have been criticizing Dana White for that because I think the fighters they only get paid like 10% of the UFC revenue what they bring in
yeah, that's crazy.
for against
I wonder how
shows
much money they put into the production.
one or two. Because also you have to take consideration if the is it the UFC that putting the money into production or is it the network ESPN that's putting the money into production? Because the gate doesn't go to ESPN. Pay-per-view sales who is a split between the ESPN and the UFC. It just depends whether how it's distributed.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Because, I mean, like, obviously those things are very important. I mean, the advertising, the production, that's one thing that the UFC does much better than really any of the others, in my opinion. One being a contender for sure, but just like, I don't know, I feel like all of the other major or semi-major UFC productions are just not even close to the UFC. UFC puts so much into it.
Yeah, the miles ahead.
Yeah.
What you go? Do you know that EPFL is coming to Charlotte in August 15th?
Send us text about that.
Yeah. Um, I wonder if they will be ever do like remember the UFC whenever they merged with Pride, they like champions versus champions.
Yep,
That'd be good. That they but some of their guys just left from Bellator. So
could be.
also it would be sad if a producer gets paid more than the guy that's fighting for championship in the main event. Like he's like risking his life out there to get ready to lose an eye for some compared to somebody as a producer telling you which camera to turn on.
Yes, yeah, that's valid.
Is it fair? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, in reality, that's uh that's life, you know.
Yeah,
There's so many instances like that. Like I don't know. You see salesmen get paid more than anybody, and they're not the ones making the stuff. They just sell it.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of it they're based off sales. They're like that quarterback, and they're like
Exactly.
everything behind the scenes doesn't take consideration.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see those numbers.
Is that Kalav has a match coming up? You say that he's the one that hacked Pereira's account. I mean, who was in that weight class that he can find? Khalil Rountree is supposed to be like Jamal Hill. Adira Prochaska hasn't fought since he lost against Alex Pereira. Who else is his weight class?
Yeah, I mean,
Carlos Olberg. He just beat what's the name? Polish Power. Jan Blachowicz. And Jan Blachowicz is coming off a double shoulder surgery. Yeah, that's rough. Somebody's over 40.
yeah, no, I believe that.
Jan Blachowicz is lost against Carlos Olberg. Jamal Hill is scheduled to fight Khalil Rountree. Alexander Rakic is the next one. I mean, who all does Alex? How far down does Alex Ankalaev have to go down to avoid Pereira?
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm interested why they don't give Pereira the immediate rematch. How many times did he defend the title? He beat Prochaska twice. He beat Jamal Hill. He beat Blachowicz. He beat Khalil Rountree.
Yeah,
The only one he went to the decision was Jan Blachowicz. All the other ones finished as champion.
yeah, it does seem a little strange because Barrera is really everybody wants to watch him fight because it's exciting because he
I
can
know.
end it at any time. So yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I would think they would treat him very well, but
People like him.
hmm
Chama, Chama. Yeah, that's not that weight class looks like in the air. I mean, that weight class is in the air. Heavyweight's in the air. Because John Jones don't want to fight Aspinall. But I'm 170. Who's the champion there again? Nobody knows. But yeah, it usually at the UFC. Do you think that's what they double book champions in uh main events like that? For example, they have Valentina Shevchenko this weekend defending her title and also at 170, their champion is fighting in Canada. Because in case like they have like a injury out or because
True. I'm a little surprised. Valentina's not the main event. To be honest, I feel like she's probably more popular, more well known.
yeah, who's JDM? Is he the one that choked out Craig Jones recently in practice?
I
Jacked
don't know that. I
the
don't
lineup.
remember seeing the name.
They put it there JDM. I'm not sure it was him. Did you see that J Rod was kicked out of the B team?
See that? Yeah,
Crazy.
it is.
So what is it with those guys, man? Get your shit together, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I truly don't know. I mean, sucks, but sometimes it got to be done.
But
You
yeah,
know?
you can keep those people around, whether they're talented or not. But would you know the difference between a thief and a peeping Tom? A thief snatches watches. But how, like, he just like, won a silver medalist in ACC.
What's that?
He's won 8 silver in
Yeah,
ACC,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
J-Rod.
yeah, yeah. Definitely talented. Yeah, I don't know.
But there's no room for people like that.
No, not at all. You can't keep that around.
It's a cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like that sort of thing is more common than you'd like to think in the grappling communities. But I mean, really, there's only one solution, and that's boot 'em.
Cut off from the road. Because usually you are in jiu-jitsu because self-defense and it is like up and close, like one-on-one grappling. But like you have to also trust. That's one of the main thing.
Yeah.
You can trust somebody. There's no reason for you to be like rolling with them.
Yeah. I don't know. It becomes a family. Word gets around. I mean, it's just yeah. You can't if you're known for harboring people like that. Oof, that's bad.
But yeah,
Pretty much makes you just as bad as them.
but yeah, because enabling the behavior.
Exactly.
Just like what's the name? The guy that Cain Velasquez was trying to kill. The guy that Cain Velasquez was trying to shoot. Like he was molesting kids in the daycare, but the parents were the ones that owned the daycare.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's terrible, terrible behavior, unexcusable. Yeah, I saw that recently that he got kicked out. I found that maybe to share. This is the what he got hacked on. Behera. You see it? They all sent him to the UFC call, but they want to play with me. We can do that. I've never spoken poorly of the UFC, but with what I've just heard, I'm disheartened. Disheartened. I always had thought of not fighting anymore, and after what was just relayed to me, this may be a star. Does it sound like
Mm,
something you was saying?
that's pretty crazy. I mean, that would be a wild thing for a hacker to do, but I mean, fairly believable.
Uh-huh.
Insidious, I guess you'd call it.
Like I don't think he's a drinker anymore because remember he's a recovering alcoholic. It was like a drunk tweet. We would consider that, but he doesn't drink anymore.
Right.
What will it be? We will follow up in the next episode. See what happened according to the negotiation. Because he's known to being for being a business guy, as far as like answering to the call whenever they need him to compete and fight whenever. Also, he's one of those guys that want to make as much money as possible because he's not getting any younger. He's willing to fight.
Yeah. And he's prime right now, so it's the time.
Yeah, tracking while it's hot. Do you have anything else for tonight?
We covered.
Yeah. Let me see. You gonna close this out?
Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully that was an enjoyable episode. Get to hear about alcohol and UFC. Two things that go very well together. If you liked us, and maybe if you don't, you can hear more on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, iTunes. Watch us live on YouTube. And thank you guys for listening. See you next week.
Thank you.